What things seem way too expensive, but are actually worth it? Good quality work shoes, if your job keeps you on your feet for long hours. Good tires, good wiper blades, a good mattress. Especially good winter tires, if you live somewhere it snows 6+ months a year. It's not that it's super expensive, but a good shower head. Even if you're renting, swap the standard head for one that helps deal with low water pressure, and it'll change your life. When you move out, just switch it back. When I was renting and money was tight, the shower head was still a necessary expense. If you fly anywhere even occasionally, buy noise-canceling headphones. They're worth every penny. With the noise canceling on and no music playing, they already soften most of the sounds around you. And when you're listening to music, watching a video, doing anything with noise canceling on, you basically hear nothing at all. Not even crying kids. A quality pillow will change your life. I've had cervical instability and hypermobile vertebrae for years. I spent a ton of money trying expensive pillows. To my surprise, my daughter's Squishmallow gave my neck perfect support, and a Casper pillow is my number 2 favorite. A good bra. I recently tried to swing by Target to grab a cheaper bra. It wasn't worth it. Now that I'm pregnant, even though maternity and nursing bras are only a temporary thing, I'm not going to cut corners on them. They've got a lot of weight to carry. Quality kitchen knives? Geez, you don't even have to spend much. Just drop $50 on a chef's knife, and you'll have a knife that handles 95% of what you do in the kitchen. Add a whetstone, and you've got a really good setup for under $75. Don't fall for those expensive sets with 20 different knives. You'll use the same 3 or 4 over and over, so just buy them individually. Good headphones and good speakers. Agreed. I often see people drop a ton of cash on a huge, expensive TV, but totally neglect a good sound system, which makes watching movies way less enjoyable. A bidet changed my life. Seeing people spend $30,000 renovating a bathroom and still not install a bidet, I have no words. Professional movers. Spare your friends and spend a little money. And spare your relationship. Hauling a couch up the stairs with your partner is not exactly a pleasant experience. An old Toyota. You see a really high price for the age and mileage and think there's no way it's worth it. But the funny thing is, with 300,000 kilometers on it, the thing can easily go another 100,000. LASIK eye surgery. It's very expensive, but if you add up how much you spend on contacts and glasses, the price pays for itself. That surgery completely changed my life for the better. Servicing your car twice a year with regular oil changes. You can avoid expensive repairs if you keep up with maintenance. Uber, if you've been drinking. I'll never understand rich people who get behind the wheel drunk. An Uber ride is literally pennies to them compared to regular folks. I used to work in pro sports, and I could never understand athletes who put their whole life on the line because they were too dumb to just order an Uber. A deep tissue massage every now and then. When my fiancée, back then just my girlfriend, was looking into going to school to become a massage therapist, I told her I'd cover 100% of the household costs, rent, food, utilities, and so on, so she could put all her focus on her studies. As someone who works with my hands, I figured it would be a good investment for both of us, even if it meant we'd be broke while she was in school. Best decision I ever made. Thick jumper cables, not the cheap thin ones. I'll go a step further and say it's also worth picking up a portable jump starter. Then you won't even need a second car to jump your battery. Maybe a lot of people will disagree with me, but glasses are a medical device you wear on your face. It's like wearing prescription shoes. They should be comfortable, stylish, work properly, and last a year or 2. If you can afford it, get quality glasses. To continue the shoe analogy, skimping on glasses usually repeats the Sam Vimes boots problem. That said, it's good that cheap glasses exist for people who otherwise couldn't afford them, and as backups for those who mostly wear contacts or whose prescription kept changing a lot. A good divorce lawyer. I hate my lawyer more than my ex-wife. A good cordless drill. Also, a cordless impact wrench is great for working on your own cars. I don't use it all the time, but I can't stand firing up compressors and messing with hoses when I just need to do something quick and simple, like swapping the tires on my wife's car. Good shoes, a good jacket, gloves, and a hat if you live in Canada. Good tires, wipers, oil, and washer fluid. Oil. A good razor, good knives, a multi-tool, a good flashlight with good batteries in the house and the car, a good multi-bit screwdriver, a drill and drill bits, a good socket set, good toilet paper, a good mattress. I love my Tempur-Pedic mattress. It ran me about $4,500, but it's worth every penny. And a good set of personal boundaries that you stick to keep bad or toxic people out of your life. If you like hiking, buy good hiking boots. I hate spending a lot on shoes and refuse to pay more than $100 for any pair. So when I started hiking, I bought a pair of boots for $35. Every hike was hell on my feet. Eventually I gave in and bought a decent pair that cost me way more than $100, and the difference was unreal. If I'd kept hiking in those cheap boots, I probably would have quit hiking altogether. Most hikes can be done in trail running shoes. I used to lug boots around too, but switching to trail runners was a game changer for me. Your feet dry faster in lighter shoes, you get less tired, and you have better control on tougher trails. Most long-distance hikers use trail runners. Boots are good for when you're carrying a lot of gear. I'd say the tipping point between trail runners and boots is about 15 kilograms on your back. It's not that it's too expensive, but it does cost more than the regular stuff. Real maple syrup tastes so much better than the corn syrup knockoffs. For this question, I always have the same answer. Quality things that separate you from the surface of the earth. A quality mattress and bed, quality shoes, quality socks, quality tires. The first two are really a health issue. You won't realize how bad your sleep is until you start sleeping great with proper back and neck support. Same way, you won't realize how much your shoes affect your posture until you spend a day on your feet in quality footwear. Socks made of the right material, wool and its blends, not cotton, make a big difference in comfort. And good tires can flat out save your life. Every aspect of how your car handles, including its ability to stop, depends on contact with the road, and that's the tire's job. I'm usually a real cheapskate, but experience has taught me that some things are genuinely worth spending on. For example, the vacuum at the car wash. It's worth paying $1.50 or so to use one of those instead of trying to use your own vacuum. Plus, you can clean your car way faster than dragging your vacuum out from home. Electronics. Buy new electronics from brand name stores. Don't try to save $10 and buy something that doesn't work or has no reasonable return policy. Help around the house. If you can afford it, hire someone to clean your place regularly. That way it's always clean and you don't have to do anything. Education. This is a really important one, and you could write a lot more about it. Obviously, not all education spending pays off, so I don't necessarily mean getting a college degree or anything like that, but education itself, and especially educating your kids if you have any, can pay dividends throughout their whole lives. Maybe this is a bit niche, but plumbing fixtures, especially in the US and Canada. The equipment you buy at a specialized plumbing supply store, the kind of place where plumbers shop, is better quality than what's on the shelves at the big stores like Lowe's or Home Depot, even if it's the same brand. And both the small shop and the big box store carry better plumbing than the junk you might randomly find on Amazon. Regular trips to the dentist. Honestly, any medical care, even if it's expensive, is worth paying for. Health is non-negotiable. In the US, it's all unaffordable. I wrecked several of my teeth from grinding them due to stress, and treating them would cost me $4,000 a tooth, or $50 to pull them. On top of that, I'm blind in one eye because I couldn't afford to treat it when my retina first detached, and now there's no fixing it. This stuff with crushing medical costs is no joke. People suffer and die every day because they can't afford medical, dental, or psychiatric care. I have Medicaid, but I have to drive 45 minutes to another town to find doctors who take it. And in my state, Medicaid doesn't cover dental except for pulling teeth. You say health is non-negotiable, but the healthcare system disagrees. Real butter. Okay, let me confess up front. I'm a boomer. Now that we've cleared up that misunderstanding, I can tell you a heartwarming story about how I fell in love with butter. When I was a kid, all we had at home was the cheapest margarine. My parents were Depression-era kids. They were very poor and grew up extremely frugal. That crappy margarine was greasy and gross tasting, and I never liked it. My best friend's parents were rich, so they always had real butter. But it was just ordinary name-brand butter. I tried it, and it didn't impress me at all. It seemed kind of bland. For the next 40 plus years, I had my own family. I was raising kids. But I never ate much butter or margarine, except for cooking, because I figured, A, what's the point? My wife was never into butter either. We were just boring people who don't eat butter. But about 10 years ago, my wife and I went to Ireland. She for work, and me as a tourist. And we stayed at a nice hotel. We went to breakfast, where they had fresh bread and a bunch of this beautiful golden goodness, which I automatically spread on a piece of warm bread. I thought, oh my God, what is this magic? Why is it so delicious? So, long story short, spend a little extra and buy imported Irish butter. My LDL thanks me, and my tongue says, spread that layer thicker, big boy. Eat it like yogurt. Thanks for watching. In the comments under the video, write what things seem way too expensive but are actually worth it. And don't forget to check out our other videos. Big hug. Bye.